Hi, everybody. You can talk to me. I feel very uncomfortable sitting here. Say something,
What does
please.
it feel like to be touring again, Dia?
Um, it's so much work to do. We haven't gotten a chance to really settle down. I got all brand new set, brand new band. Every guy is different. I have Michael Warren, who's been with me. He's still here, and two of the singers. But other than that, everything's brand new. So in a sense, it's like we haven't had a chance to really think almost. Every night we're really changing the show, making it better, trying to tighten it up. So it's been quite a start.
You're about to release your 58th album. What drives you to continue?
Um, I sing because I love it, and the work is really. I wonder what I would do if I wasn't recording. Actually, I love being in the studio. I love the idea of creating something new or finding something new to do. So I love making the music, and I hope that the kind of music I make somehow says something that makes a difference to people. There's a lot of interesting lyrics in the songs on this new album. And my working with Nile Rodgers is always a special treat. I think he's such a gifted artist and musician. So it was really a good idea to do this album, this kind of album. So I hope everybody likes it.
This new album is a total departure from your past material. And I understand that you did your research by going clubbing with your daughters.
It's not really a total departure because I really think it's an extension from Red Hot Rhythm and Blues. When I decided to do Red Hot Rhythm and Blues, it was about talking about the origins of the music that I do. I started asking myself, what is this music that I do? Is it pop? Is it rhythm and blues? Is it soul? Is it gospel? Because I'm not a singer like Aretha Franklin who has these incredible vocal cords. I feel I have a good sound, a clear sound, and I still have it after all these years, I hope. And what I felt is I wanted to research my own origin musically. I remember when we first started that they called our music rock and roll, and then what rock and roll has changed over the years. It became to be a harder guitar sound, a heavier metal kind of sound. So I researched the music and I found that it started from roots of gospel and things that I knew came from my parents. To me, this is an extension of that because the music we did then was a reflection of our lifestyle. And this is the same, a reflection of a lifestyle that kids are still living like in America. To me, I start asking, where did rap start? What is the motivation for rap? And you see, I still ask these questions about music. Where is it coming from? And I really think this is an extension of that. And what I have an opportunity to do is to take like an art form and sort of make it more contemporary, is what I really think that I have attempted to do with this album. I'm sorry.
Are you still happy to sing songs from the 60s? You don't get fed up with them?
Oh, actually, it's amazing to me because the kids or the people in the audience sing every word as if it was yesterday. And what I have done with this band that somehow I had strayed away from with the older band is I tried to go back to the earlier sound to make it sound exactly as the record sound. Very simple, very, and not too filled with electronic stuff. So my intent with the new band was to make the records sound like the records on stage. And I don't know, I hope we've accomplished that.
When you started with the Supremes almost 30 years ago, did you realize what an impact you were going to make on popular music?
No, we didn't. Actually, I think we just love to sing. I know for me, and I wrote it in my tour book. I tried to personalize the tour book. I sat and I tried to write about what my thoughts are about certain things. And when we first started, we were so busy working, and all we wanted to do was to make a record that could be heard on the radio. I remember the first record that we knew the performer, Smokey Robinson. It was what was the song? Get a Job or Shop Around, one of the songs. And it was just so exciting to hear a song on the radio by a person that you knew. So we just wanted a song on the radio. That was our first excitement about it. As time moved on, we realized this is really a business. This is something you really need to take seriously and try to do the right things. But at first, it was really not. It was just about making the music and being happy singing because that's all we wanted to do. I think all of us were the kind of kids that wanted to stand up in front of the parents and entertain, make them laugh, make them happy.
How was it in the early days of Motown? You were the most successful group there.
No, we weren't. Not at the beginning.
Yeah, but through
Later
the years,
on?
and so on, yeah. No, because I was
Because we kept hoping for a hit. The Marvelettes, Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, everybody seemed to have had a hit record before we had a hit record. And we seemed like we were the first group there, but we seemed like the last ones to make a success. We had many records out with Smokey Robinson, Breathtaking Guy. We had seemed to have so many records out, nothing ever made a hit. We really, before Where Did I Love Go Out, we thought we were about ready to give up. We were ready to retire then. We really didn't know that it was going to happen for us. It happened once we were out on a Dick Clark tour. And I remember the record was released, and all of a sudden we started to hear it on the radio. That was the most exciting thing for us. But we never knew we were going to be a hit. We wanted to, but we didn't know. I think I cut you off on your question. Was there something else you wanted to say?
No, I was talking to Four Tops.
Yeah.
And I was asking how did they feel about it? You were,
The Four Tops came to Motown later than we did. There was an initial first group of people that were at Motown. The Four Tops were one of the next group. The Gladys Knight and the Pips were one of the next group. They were not the originals. Smokey was an original. There were people like Marv Johnson. There were groups, you probably remember, Barrett Strong, who put out Money. These were the first nucleus. And then there was a second group, and the Four Tops were part of that, and Gladys. And I was trying to think of a couple of the girl singers that were out at the time. But they were like, it was like waves that started to happen. But the initial groups, which were Martha and the Marvelettes and so on, we were called the girls, and we were never the successful ones. We were the last ones to have a hit.
Have you learned to speak Norwegian?
No. Not really. Are you from Norway? No, I haven't. I hear my husband talk on the phone, and he has this gruff voice, and I think everybody's, it sounds so tough, but it's a romantic language, isn't it? No, I haven't learned one word, not at all.
You decided to return to Motown. Why initially did you leave?
I think it was like growing up, There was a part of my life where I was totally a directed artist. I did what I was told. I tried to please. And at a certain point in my life, I decided that I had to take responsibility for myself. And really, I do think this is a normal process, because my thinking then is completely different than my thinking now. I think you grow up, you change, the stand you take about life is different. You just keep growing. I'm sure you have in your life too. Well, when I left Motown, to me, it was time for me to leave home. And that's sort of the same feeling I felt when I had to leave the Supremes. It was time for me to leave. And I think that I'd like my children to know when it's time for them to leave. I mean, if they stay there, stay at home forever, it's not really, what you do is to try to nurture and prepare people to go out into life. And I had learned a lot from Berry Gordy. As a manager, as a person, he was more than, again, I'll say more than just my manager. He was a mentor. And at that time, I can't say a father image because my father was alive, but he was just a very strong male image for me in my life. And I admired him. So I learned a lot. And it was time for me to take responsibility for myself and go out there and do that.
Why have you decided to go back?
Okay, because it was a major offer to me. I had gone out and started becoming this entrepreneur. I mean, I started my own companies. I started my own production company. I was going to make my own films. I was going to make Josephine Baker. I was out there. And then they made me an offer, come back home to Motown and help us, and it was such an incredible opportunity that I really liked the idea. Because what you do out here is you learn and learn and learn, and then you take what you have experienced and learn and hopefully be able to use it somewhere. And I've been trying to find... I've been trying to find where I'm best suited. And at a certain point, I'm not going to be singing on stage. And at a certain point, maybe there's not any movies for me to make. And there is these things that I feel I have learned. Maybe I can move that on to other kids or other performers. Because to me, it's not just a show. It's a lot of business in here that I didn't know in the early days. And there's so many things about money and taxes and the business of show business that are so necessary for these young artists to know. And I know that they don't know it because I didn't know it. And if a manager or if a lawyer doesn't take the time to teach them, and I'm not sure that I am capable of being a teacher, but I sure would like the opportunity to try to do that. And, maybe that's where my value is. I'm not sure as your steps and the levels go in your life what you're needed to do. But as I have this energy that I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So maybe I can pass it on to somebody else.
Do you think you'd be able to create same kind of magical qualities that we attach with the Motown in the 60s?
I hope so. To me, I don't know what really happened, if we can learn from our experiences at all, that if Barry could have, I keep thinking maybe if I could do more with the community, because the music came out of community, it came out of family, it came out of, the word ghetto kind of bothers me a little bit because that means something other than the distinction between family life and people, growing up together. And that same family is not just Black communities. It could be Irish and Italian and da-da-da-da-da, but it's a family kind of thing. Anyway, all I think is I hope that I can figure out a way that whatever was started at Motown in the early days, whatever Barry taught me, if there's a way that through my own energies and the things that I've learned by traveling, that I can pass that on, I would like that. I'm part of the board of directors, which is a very important place to be in because the decisions for the future will all be made there. And the new CEO, and this is really handled like a business where at first it was just a family operation. The new CEO is Gerald Busby, and he's this incredible guy. And I don't think anybody will ever take Berry Gordy's place, but this guy is a very sensitive guy. He's a music man, too. He's not just a businessman. And I think both things will need it for Motown to survive into the future. You need a business mind. You need someone that really is creative at the same time. Because one of the problems is, I don't know. I know people. I don't know if Motown really made any money. I know people think maybe it did, but it's if you don't really know how to handle business and taxes and all that, I mean, it's a major thing. It's something. I mean, I know Barry has made money.
Would you like to attract some of the 60s stars back to Motown?
I said that the other day. I wonder if I should try to get Michael to come back to Motown. Yes, but it's really the new artists. It's the new crop that I'm interested in as a, one of the executives at the company.
Don't you,
Excuse
me. Don't you miss your babies?
Oh, yeah. I had a difficult time. I have a difficult time every day leaving them. I do feel I raised my 3 girls, and I felt strongly there wasn't an amount of time I spent with them, but the genuine time that I spent with them. And it's my intent to do the same and more. I travel with my kids, but what I do is I base them in a spot and I commute. Like I took a helicopter here today, and I would go home tonight. And I will probably pick up Ross out of his bed and put him in the bed with me, And, and all day yesterday I had a day off, and that was my day with Evan. And so I feel like it's the amount, you don't have to, kids don't need you all the time. It's the important times that are there. And I had really, really good people that support me and help me take care of them. And when my older girls were younger, my mother was alive, and my mother was always there. That's one of the bigger things that I miss right now, is that my mother's not here. But my husband's mother's here, farmor. Mur. That's a word I've learned. That's a Norwegian word. She's here, my husband's mother. And she's 82 years old and the most incredible energy. I don't know these Norwegians, they live forever. Yeah, and she's there. And it's not like she needs to do anything except be there. And you should see the little one, Ross, with her. This woman with all this gray hair and the little boy playing outside. I mean, it's beautiful. So I think all is well there.
It sounds like you're singing.
Huh?
Do you sound still like this?
They've only seen me. They saw me on the Wogan show, and they were hitting the television screen. I haven't brought them to concerts. I don't really want to bring them in the big atmosphere. I think they would want me, and I would worry that they were all right. See, I couldn't stand on the stage and then think, are they okay somewhere? So I think it would be hard on both of us. So they haven't been to concerts. I think I would wait till they get a little older, especially the little one, huh?
What sort of songs do you sing then when you put them in
I
bed?
sing lullabies to them when I put them in
No,
bed.
it's the cream something.
No, I haven't really. I haven't sang Baby Love or anything like that. That what I sing other lullabies and all the little kid things that you know. But Ross is more of a dancer. You know, he rather dance to up-tempo music. You know, he just wants to.
You mentioned Michael Jackson. Are you still close to Michael?
You know, I haven't seen Michael now in maybe 3, 4 months. But sometimes relationships, no matter how far away you are or how long it is between relationships, there's still a closeness. I have the same thing with Stevie Wonder. Somehow, no matter where we are, there's this relationship. It's a friend. When we see each other, it's just like we saw each other yesterday. So I haven't seen Michael recently. I really always want to be in touch with him. I feel like I always want to know if he's okay because I think he's delicate and I feel like he's somebody that I care about. And if anybody has anything bad to say about him, don't say it to me because I don't want to hear it because he's someone I love and I care about him a lot.
What do you think about his continued success?
His what?
Continued success.
Yes, I think it's great. And go right on.
Back to the record companies. Does it worry you that nowadays it seems like the big record companies are run by lawyers rather than people with a love and heart for music?
I only know about the companies that I've been at. And I went from Motown to RCA. And I must say that I felt very lost there. I never felt like they understood how to handle me as a veteran artist. I say veteran, and that doesn't mean old, I hope. I always thought that I was really on touch with the music, but they never really knew how to handle me. So I was always pressing and trying to find an identity there. The new people that came into RCA, I must say, RCA I really liked, the Bertelmans people. There was one guy that I really thought was an incredible guy. But by that time, I had gotten the offer from Motown, and I made a choice to go there. And but in other companies, I don't know about any of the other big companies. I know that MCA is not like that. The person who signed me to go to MCA was Irving Azoff, and he's a manager and a very sensitive person. And I also met this guy by the name of Al Teller. And if I had stayed with MCA, I really thought that it was my intent to be at a company that knew how to appreciate what I was trying to do. And I thought MCA was that. And then MCA bought Motown and all that stuff happened after that. So I'm happy to be back home. I really am. I feel like I have a voice there. I'm not just one of any other artists. I feel like I can really make some changes and make some difference as far as artists are concerned. It's just not management. It's artist. And I think that's what Motown had that was so special in the early days.
You had a
Anybody else want to ask me any questions?
Have you heard any interesting bands so far?
Yeah, I did start with, they did give me the opportunity to have my own label called Ross Records. And I have not yet, but that is my intent, is somehow when I get back, maybe I can start looking for artists or maybe they can look for me. And that's really what I'd like to do. No, I have not. I have not heard or been around to see any bands yet.
Do you actually listen to the music? I mean, when you're relaxing. I'm talking about other artists. You know,
Yeah.
it's a consumer.
I never listen to my own stuff. I only listen to other artists. That's how I decided to do this kind of album. I was listening to a kid, well, the one that I really liked was Bobby Brown. And I went to see, I go out and see the bands that are playing, the ones that are out. And there was a little group in